hands together for the CSLDallas music team. And welcome to CSLDallas, a spiritual community deep in the heart of Texas, connecting with kindred spirits around the world. You're invited to explore or dive right into our powerful teachings, practices, mystical experiences, and heart-opening connections. And this month, we're celebrating the light that lives within each one of us. And today is a special day as we celebrate Kwanzaa. So join us as we will learn to grow ourselves, co-create with the universe, experience joy, all while transforming the world one life at a time. So join me in our celebration by putting your hands together for the CSLDallas band and music team.
Song is appropriate this morning. I'm full today, and I really am and I'm only saying what I'm about to say for one reason. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm only saying that because I want to thank you for the gift of community. Yes. It's a gift. Because for being here when I needed a place to land. So, that being said, I'm Darlene Franklin, and I am your platform assistant today. Let us read our purpose statement together. That we are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives, and so it is. And if you are new and joining us for the first time, We welcome you from whatever background or life you come from. You are welcome here. We like to stay in touch, so please fill out a Connect card in your welcome bag or at the welcome tables. Our greeters can assist you in finding your way around. For those of you online, please follow the link to our online connection card placed in the chat now. Make sure to subscribe to our social media channels by searching CSL Dallas to continue to get more spiritual content and stay up to date on all our events. Next, let's all kick off the new year with an incredible workshop led by Dr. Petra Weldes. She invites you to join her as we prepare to move into 2025. Rather than waiting for things to happen, develop a powerful intention to create the life that you want to express and the fulfillment you want to experience. You are here for a purpose, and that purpose is to be you. In this workshop, you will experience deep meditation, discover the creative process within, align your intention with your soul's desire, create a joyous vision for 2025, commit to your first steps. So head over to our website and register and get ready for this powerful hybrid workshop on January 5th from 1 to 3:30 p.m. CST. Now, speaking of New Year's, our annual Burning Bowl celebration will be at noon on New Year's Day and is one of our most popular events for a reason. With electric music from our music team, a powerful message, and an explosive ritual to welcome us into the new year. It's truly a special time for us to come together and to set our intentions personally and globally. It's also a time to unveil our annual theme, and it is a perfect fit for this upcoming year. So make sure to add CSL Dallas to your plans for New Year Day festivities. Now, let's settle into this morning with our music team, Cleo, Glenda, and Stephanie.
Yeah, we have an announcement. Sorry about that. Oh. Good morning. This morning, I am here to talk about the Dialogue Circle. We have Jeff Fritz, if you would come up here, please. Jeff Fritz has been the leader for the Dialogue Circle for several years, and he has decided to release this role, and Tom Beaudry is going to be taking over that role. If you would come up here as well, Tom. If you come in over here, please.
Okay. Here's the mark. Where's my mark? I don't have a mark. Here, share that mark with me.
Jeff, I personally want to say thank you. Because of you, you have given space, you've held space for many years for people to have uncomfortable and difficult conversations. Many people have had the opportunity to speak and be heard with all that's going on in the world, so thank you. And then Tom also wants to say something.
Yes. Jeff Fritz, for over 8 years, 2 Saturdays a month, the Men's Circle and the Dialogue Circle, you've committed your time, your effort, and your brains and your wisdom, and everyone has gained from that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for this commitment and the contribution that you've made for so many people. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you.
Can we get the gratitude song? The great song.
For all you do and all you give and everything.
those who are interested in the Dialogue Circle, you can go to our website and click on the calendar, and you'll see when the next circle is happening, and you can also find out more information about it. Thank you.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Good morning. Please join me by going within as we close our eyes together and feel that love that is right here, right now, ever present and eternal. Love that heals, love that sets us free. And as I know inside of me, inside this very, very core of who I am, the I that is the I, that is the love. That is the love in each one of us as we hold this consciousness, hold this awareness, and recognize that it is never leaving us. It is always with us. There is no place that we can go where there isn't love. Love constantly exists, no matter what the situation is, whatever the condition is, there is always love. As I close my eyes and notice this great expanse of goodness that fills and surrounds each one of us, knowing that we are deeply connected as spirit, as this one love, that we are safe, we are healed, we are whole, we have access to all the wisdom that's needed, all of the consciousness and creativity that we could ever need and want. It's right here, right now, inside each one of us. This is the love that we are. This is the love that we share. This is the love that endures. And knowing this truth, we affirm it together by saying, and so it is.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear going to sing a song called Harambe. And just to give you a little heads up, Harambe in Swahili means come together. It's about community. Come together. When I think of Kwanzaa time, I think of my family, how we all come together and celebrate our ancestry. 7 days and 7 candles, 7 days, principles to guide us. We are a community. Harambe, Harambe, Harambe. We are a community. Harambe. The red, black, and the green. The red, black, and the green are more than just some colors. They represent our dreams. So as we pour our libation, as we offer up our praise, we are a community. Harambe, Harambe, Harambe. We are a community. Harambe, Harambe, Harambe. We are a community. Harambe. We believe in family. We believe in the community. We all share the bonds of a common ancestry. We are children of Africa. We are children of God. We are a community. Harambe, Harambe, Harambe. 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 We are a community.
Good morning. As a part of Kwanzaa, something that we do in our community is storytelling. I'm going to invite Michael Brundy up to do some storytelling for Kwanzaa.
I feel like I should have buttoned up my sweater, folks. Is this mic on? It is on? You can hear me? So you heard me say I should button up my sweater. Okay. For Kwanzaa, I think the greeting is Habaragani, which means like what's happening, what's the word? And what's happening, what's the word, always depends on what day that is of Kwanzaa. And of course, this happens to be the third day of Kwanzaa, and the third day of Kwanzaa happens to be the hardest day to pronounce. So it's Kujichagulia, which means self-determination, okay? But we're not going to talk about self-determination. Faye asked me to tell another story. So, like most stories, this week begins with once upon a time in a small village nestled between beautiful green hills and beautiful streams. There's a village called Umoja. And in Umoja lived all dozens, a whole bunch of different families, but they all lived separately. I mean, none of them lived together. The farmers lived over here, the carpenters lived over there, the pottery makers lived over here, the black people lived over there, the white people lived over there, the yellow people, no matter what it was, they all lived separately. And what they found out, well, they were doing pretty good, you know, because things were okay for a while when you live by yourself and you live separately, because they thought that that was how you make it. They were into this strong individualism was their thing, you know, and they all thought that they could make it on their own living separately. But what happened was, and that's why they all got to be just one thing, because the one family, all they could teach their kids was about farming, so they all happened to be farmers, so all the farmers stayed together. Another family, all they could teach their family and kids about was pottery, so all the potters had ended up living together. And that's how all the people had gotten to be separate. They were all in their own bubbles. They didn't eat the same food. They didn't go to the same churches. They had different kinds, entirely different cultures, different holidays. Everything was different, and everything was separate. And everything, for a little while, was just fine. I mean, it was all good. But then one year, disaster hit. I mean, the rains didn't come. And when the rains don't come, then the crops, they just burned up in that scorching heat. And eventually, there were no jobs, there was no money, there was no food. Things were just really, really bad. And everybody in their own separate groups, they still thought that, well, we're going to pull ourselves out of this. We can make it. But it just wasn't happening. And one day, see, one thing that they hadn't forgotten was respect for their elders. And one day, Mother Zawaldi called for a meeting. And she called all the families and all the people together. And she said, look, we have forgotten the ways of the past. We've forgotten the ways of Umoja. We forgot that we're supposed to do things together. And we can come out of this if we just work together. She said, look, I got a plan. We'll form different teams and we'll work together. We'll dig wells and share the water. We'll plant and share those crops. We'll teach each other's kids. We'll all work together so nobody has to do it all alone. Now, like most folks, they didn't like the idea at first, but eventually it kind of grew on them because they had to respect their elders and they had to at least try. And what they found out is that when they worked together, even though the work was still hard, they'd had fun. They told stories. They told jokes. They started singing and having a great time. When they found out that when one person didn't have something and somebody else contributed and gave to them, well, that turned out to be a party, turned out to be a festival, another reason to call a holiday. All of a sudden, within a year, when it was harvest time, they had crops galore. Everything had returned. They were just full of abundance. And the people decided that day, from then on, they would respect the name of their village, Umoja, because Umoja meant unity. And what they learned is that when they come together, then things worked. The farmers couldn't just be farmers. Potterers just couldn't be potterers. People needed each other, and they all needed to work together. So from then on, they had celebrations every year, had every harvest, to make sure they passed on the words to their children, to the next generation, that the importance of unity, everybody coming together. Now, of course, that's not something that doesn't apply to us now. You don't have to look far to find people who are in their own little bubbles, doing their own little thing. They celebrate and listen to their own news, go to their own churches. They don't mix up with any other kind of people. And consequently, when disaster comes, they're going to find that they won't have as much support. The message for Kwanzaa is umoja, unity, community. That's why we say, Harambe, Harambe, Harambe. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay, so this morning, the title of the talk is Be the Light, Kwanzaa. So Kwanzaa, it's not a religion. It's a holiday that was created for African Americans. It was created as a result of the Watts riots in 1966. And a group of activists created it because they wanted to provide a solution. They wanted to unite African Americans regardless of where they were from or their background. They wanted to unite everybody and eliminate the differences and the arguing, ultimately. And so they decided to create it around the principles that come from Africa. There are a lot of African traditions in Kwanzaa, and as the song said, there's libations, there's gift giving, there's singing, there's dancing, there's drumming. They also sit around and talk about the principles and what it means to apply the principles daily. But the biggest thing is Kwanzaa is a symbol of freedom. It came about because the activists wanted something that would allow African Americans to be able to honor their culture, to be able to recognize who we are, our uniqueness, and be able to be in the world confidently and be proud of who we are. This is in alignment with our teachings. Ernest Holmes says, the divine plan is one of freedom. The inherent nature of man is ever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom, because freedom is the birthright of every living soul. Kwanzaa and its core principles are a powerful force for good in the world. The central message, it urges us to really think about how we show up in society, to really dig deep inside of us, to see how we interact with each other, showing kindness, showing compassion, showing love. The principles are affirming, life-giving, and it allows African Americans to really be the best that they can actually be, to rise to the occasion, as we say here at CSL. Now, the holiday is December 26th through January 1st, and each day has a principle. There are 7 principles. The first is umoja, which means unity. The second is kujichagulia, which is self-determination. The third is ujima, collective work and responsibility. The fourth is Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Then there's Nia, purpose. Kaumba, which is creativity. And then Imani, faith. Now, today is the fourth day, and so we're recognizing the fourth principle, which is Ujamaa, cooperative economics. This is where, in our community, we call it Buy Black. We support Black businesses, and we support each other. We spread the money within the community, because what we've learned in history, the way we spend our money in the African American community, we will go and support all these other businesses and not necessarily keep the money in our community and allow it to grow our community and empower our community financially. Now, part of that has to do with systemic racism and redlining and some other stuff, but we're not talking about that today. But the point of Ujamaa is to support Black-owned businesses, as well as coming together to support whatever the cause is, honoring each other. Now, cooperative economics goes beyond just supporting African American businesses. The thing about supporting, we really try to support businesses that have quality. We don't just support it just because it's an African American business. Like in our community, the goal is to have quality work, quality businesses, quality products. Another part of Kwanzaa is generosity. This is a holiday where we allow ourselves to give. And giving can either be a man-made, like a made arts craft. It can be made or created or purchased. But the point is to make sure to have a gift, to give a gift that allows the family to really recognize Kwanzaa for that year, and it will allow the family to be like, when they see that gift in the future, they can say, oh, I remember that Kwanzaa. I remember that year. I remember that holiday, what happened during that holiday. Ujamaa teaches people to support each other. Businesses benefit the community because it's modeled behind the harvest. In Africa, they have a first fruits harvest. And in the harvest, they acknowledge that the harvest is because of the cooperative effort of everybody. There was a shared effort, and everybody worked together to make sure that those crops came forward. In honoring all the people that gave, all the people that put in the work, they also have a feast, and they come together and they eat. Now, cooperative economics also involves politics, democracy, making sure that people are voting and creating policies that is for the good of all, for the good of the group. There's a quote that says, our task is to expand democratic space in which ordinary citizens can make decisions on their own behalf to benefit their community, their country, and the environment that sustains them. In our society here, we're supposed to be doing that. It doesn't always happen. And that's the work. That's part of our work, to make sure that we are voting and creating policies that is for the good of all, for the good of the group. Ujamaa is a commitment to the community, to the responsibility of the community, reaffirming what's needed in the community to see each other at our best, calling forth that best. And loving each other unconditionally, having compassion, even when it's difficult. I'm reminded of a story I heard of Louise Hay. Her assistant said that she was always hearing Louise Hay say, don't put me on a pedestal. When people would come and say, you changed my life, she'd say, no. I didn't change your life. I wrote a book. You did the work. She held people responsible, and she called forth that responsibility constantly. Now, the assistant said, some time later, they were working, and Louise Hay was being curt and short and patient. And she said, I don't appreciate that. You're not being very nice. Now, she said it, shaking, but she felt the need to be responsible and call forth the responsibility within Louise Hay. And so Louise Hay, she adjusted her communication with her and apologized. And later, the assistant went to her desk and there was a card and a gift. And she said that Louise was always making sure that she stayed the course. She was practicing the principles. And that's what we do here. That's what we call forth here. That's what we do in the African American community, and that's what we're calling for in the African American community when we honor Kwanzaa. What if we all approached life the way that Louise Hay did? What if we all approached interaction with each other? Being willing to say, hey, I was wrong, I'm sorry. What if we were willing to be like the assistant and say, no, I don't like the way you're treating me? To call forth, again, that good, that best within each other. Now, there are ways to practice Kwanzaa. As I mentioned before, buying black, exchanging money within the community. There are money circles where people will put their money together for a specific cause, and they will give to whatever that cause is. There's a sharing of financial information, financial education. Right now, there are some organizations that are spreading education within the African American community. One of them is Earn Your Leisure, another is Wall Street Trapper, and then there's a number, but it's becoming normal. It's becoming regular to educate each other about our finances and how to increase our income, how to increase the money within the community and build the community. Kwanzaa is also about family. Family comes first. Family is the cornerstone of community. And so we begin at home first. We also give to those in need. We give to those who are less fortunate, and we give it from a place where we empower them. We do that here. We have supported Cardboard Project. Cardboard Project, they don't just give handouts. They help people find jobs. They help people get on their feet and have sustainable living and a living wage. And again, the other way is to put democracy to work. Now, these principles are intended to be used every day. Every day. Umoja, unity. That's an everyday thing. Self-determination, that's an everyday thing. Cooperative economics, that's an everyday thing. Nia, purpose, faith, that's an everyday thing. That's what we do here. We're already doing it as a community. And as an African American, as I continue to do it and I interact with the people within the African American community, I get to invite them to do the same if they're not already doing it. Now, the first fruits. Kwanzaa comes from a phrase in Africa that means first fruits. And I remember hearing that growing up, but, from the Bible perspective. The Hebrew word first fruit is bikurim, and it means promise to come. In other words, it's like an investment. The thing about first fruits in agriculture, the first fruits meant more was to come. So that's the promise. As the fruits are beginning to grow and the more they harvest, then we have more coming with that. I want to make sure I distinguish between first fruits and tithing, because I know I heard as a child, first fruits you give, and it was associated with tithing. But the difference between first fruits is you not only give of the first with the expectation that more is coming, you give the best. Whatever's the best. Now, when we consider cooperative economics and just life, society, it goes beyond giving money. It includes ideas. It includes behavior. It includes work. It includes products. It goes on and on and on. Now, when I think about the 7 principles, though, that means we are to give our best and put our best foot forward first in everything, in our determination, in our unity, in our purpose, in our interaction as a community, within the family. There's a story where the apostle Paul was saying, he referred to the master teacher as a first fruit because he was the first to rise from the dead. Dead meaning those that are asleep, the unconscious, the unawakened. And the promise to come is that we are awakening. There are people awakening constantly because of that first awakening. To sum it all up, Kwanzaa is a unique, beautiful celebration of African culture with principles that are universal, that can be applied every day, that calls forth the good, the best within each one of us, allowing us to step into the fullness of who we are, the full expression of who we are. It allows us to honor our ancestors, all that they did, and calling forth the future. It's a holiday that brings us together. The family, it bonds us, it grows us. And as a result, not only our community, the African American community benefits, but everybody benefits. It's the heart of Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. I'm going to close with a story. There was a movie some years ago called Horizon. And in the movie, there was a plane crash and the survivors were stranded. And they happened upon a guide that led them through a very dangerous area. Now, it wasn't far to get where they needed to go, but it was really dangerous because it was icy and it was in the mountains. And so this guide had them tie ropes around them. Each person tied a rope so that they could stay together. And they moved slowly through the mountains to get where they needed to go. And the point of the rope was if anybody slipped, that the weight of the group would keep that person from, falling away. They made it to this area, a valley, and the valley happened to be Shangri-La. And because of that, they were able to go where they needed to go, but that area was very peaceful. It was an area of contentment. And I bring up this story because with everything that's going on in the world, our dangerous terrain is not only what's going on in society, on the news, the violence, politics, whatever. It's also our mindset, our mentality, the negative thoughts, the doubts, the fears. Yet as a community, we can get to our Shangri-La. Those people made it because as a group, they knew they could do it. If they stayed together, they could work together and do it. They also knew that they all had a unified effort for the good of the group. They all believed in the good of the group. They were trying to make sure they all made it safe. And then third, they had that bond, that connection, because of the rope. We have the same thing. We have the same thing. We have the belief and the faith that we can do it together. We think about the collective good of all here at CSL Dallas. And our connection is oneness. Now, I've told you about Kwanzaa, its importance, and how it relates to us. Now, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to take up the principles in your life? Whether you celebrate Kwanzaa or not, you can still honor and practice the principles. They're universal. And one of the things we haven't talked about today is the candles. There are candles that we light each day. Just like we light candles for Christmas or for winter solstice or for Hanukkah. As you go through this season, when you light a candle, remember that you're lighting that part of you that's committing to the work, committing to bringing forth the best, not just in you, but in all. Rumi said, being a candle is not easy. In order to give light, one must burn. Let's burn.
Amen to that. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay engaged in this community because it lights my fire. How about that? Lights my fire. So right now, let's give generously to the work of CSL Dallas and activate the law of giving and receiving and make a difference here at CSL Dallas. Let's begin by affirming our abundance together. The peace, the power, and the light of the divine presence are present now. I resolve to see only the good and to see through limitation to that which is boundless and free. I see this boundlessness, freedom, peace, power, and light for CSL Dallas and for our community. I am grateful for the abundant good we have received and the gift we are in our world, and so it is. So there are many ways to give: text giving, PayPal, auto tithing, or save CSL Dallas the credit card fee and put a check or cash in the mail or in the basket. Pick what works best for you. So, 2025, we're challenged. It's time to change your thinking, to change your life. Spiritual coach Carol Merlot will be leading this 5-week transformative online course starting January 6th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Gain a greater understanding of the basic metaphysical principles which govern the conditions of your life and learn how to apply them to enhance all aspects of your life. Registration is open by visiting the education section of our website. And as a reminder, we are postponing the Wednesday night meditation until the new year. If you haven't had a chance to attend our all-new Unfolding Wednesday meditation, make sure you're here at 7 p.m. on January 8th. Every Sunday, our spiritual coaches are available for your spiritual support, either in person or located off Barang Lounge or online via Zoom. The link that is being posted in the chat right now. So we love being in community with you. Now join me in standing as we sing our celebration to a close with our fantastic music team.